Die Energiewende ist ein echter Megatrend und selbstverständlich kann das Thema aus mehreren Blickwinkeln betrachtet werden. Wir wollen heute die Ansicht von Portfoliomanager Benjamin Louvet von OFI Invest Asset Management näher erläutern. Schön, dass Sie da sind.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Sie stellen die Energiewende und den European Green Deal in einen direkten Kontext zu den Industriemetallen und auch zu den Edelmetallen. Mit welcher Motivation?
In fact, we tried to find a different way to get exposed to the thematic of energy transition. The idea was to say, when you look at the situation, people have to understand one really important thing. You can't make electricity with wind or sun. You can make electricity with a transformer that will convert the energy of wind or sun into electricity. And this transformer is for real, is made of mainly metals. So what we finally assume is that making this energy transition means that we will transform our dependency to fossil fuels into a dependency to metals, and we are not ready for that. So we think that it should lead to a really big price appreciation from metals, industrial metals and precious metals, and we wanted to put that idea in that investment case in a fund, and that's what we did with OFI Invest Energy Strategic Metals.
Machen Sie es vielleicht noch ein Stück weit konkreter. Könnten Sie Ihren Ansatz an einem ganz speziellen Metall genauer erläutern?
Yes, if I may, I will talk about nickel. You know, nickel is a metal that is highly needed to make electric vehicles, to make the electric vehicle batteries. So today in the world we produce something like 2.7 million tons of nickel a year, but I have to be more specific. In fact, we produce 1 million tons of highly pure nickel called class 1 nickel and 1.7 million of class 2 nickel, less pure. To make batteries you need class 1 nickel, okay? So 1 million tons produced each year right now. According to the European Commission, for the electric vehicle business alone, in 2040 we will need each year 2.6 million tons of class 1 nickel. So you may say I can use less nickel for other aspects, but you have to know that today 70% of all the nickel used in the world is used to do one thing, steel. And we will need more steel also for the energy transition. So we will have to raise our production by massive amount, and we are not ready for that today, especially if you consider what I call an horizon tragedy, which is that you need today, on average, 17 years around the world to open a new mine. If you exclude the exploration period, you need between 7 and 8 years. So we are running out of time, and that probably means that the price of metals will go sharply higher in the coming years.
Die Pläne sehen ja vor, bis 2045 energieneutral oder klimaneutral zu sein. Wie sehen Sie die Preisentwicklung in den energieintensiven Metallen bis dahin?
Yeah, we think that the price could go sharply higher, but I will not give you my opinion because I could be seen as partial, obviously. So I will give you the opinion of the International Monetary Fund, which is a well-known and reputed organization. They did a study on that topic at the end of 2021 called Energy Transition Metals. And in this study, they try to assess the kind of price movement we should see on 4 metals that are absolutely critical for the energy transition according to them. So lithium, cobalt, nickel and copper. And their conclusion written black on white is that between now and 2040, and when you look at the presentation, you will see that it is mainly between now and 2030, so in the next 7 years, the price of lithium, cobalt and nickel should go up by, I quote, several 100%, and the price of copper should go up by 60%. And they add, be careful, these forecasts are quite conservative. If we are wrong, that means that the price could go even higher than this. So definitely, we think that there is a strong investment case there.
Sie haben all diese Ideen in einem Fonds zusammengefasst. Wie sehen die Rahmendaten aus?
We put in place this fund with today 8 metals in the fund. We included some copper, some nickel, some aluminium, some zinc, some platinum, some silver, some lead, some gold, some palladium. Sorry, all these metals that are according to us, critical for the energy transition. Platinum is needed for the hydrogen technology, aluminium to lighten vehicles. You need copper for everywhere. It's the Swiss knife of the energy transition. You need it in a wind turbine between 950 kilos and 5 tons. You need it in electric vehicles, 4 times more copper in an electric vehicle than in a thermic engine vehicle. So we put all these metals all together in the fund. I have to mention that we don't have any lithium and cobalt because it's not that easy to invest. But today we think that there is we can forecast that there will be a surplus for the next 2 years on these two metals. So we are not really in a hurry to add them in the portfolio. And so we will revise our allocation each year, where we will be able, with an investment committee, to change the weights of each metals in the portfolio, to add some new metals in the portfolio, or to remove some metals in the portfolio, depending on how technologies will change in the future. So that's the way we build this fund.
Haben wir eine Menge gelernt über die Energiewende und Industriemetalle. Herzlichen Dank, Herr Louvet, für das Gespräch.
Thank you for having me.